Hi, it's a tiny gamer. And wow. Let's try that again. Hi, it's a tiny gamer, and let's play some more Cryptid Coffeehouse. Oh my god. My brain just... I tried to do my intro, and my brain is like, nope. Okay, and we're going to load. Alright, let's see what else is in store. Oh, the party, that's right. You haven't been to a party in what seems like forever. Standing outside the house Artemis has given you the address to, the absolute swarm of people out on the front lawn kind of has you woozy. You have no idea what the inside of the house is going to look like. You can hear the music from the street. Luckily, you're not alone. As always, Odina is with you, and she's quite the party house connoisseur. She made sure you dress nicely, and currently, she is trying to tug you into the house.
Come on!
You can't just stand out in the middle of the sidewalk forever. I definitely can. Come on! At this rate, you're gonna miss Artemis. You feel something twist in your stomach. Right, Artemis. That's why you're here anyway, isn't it? They asked you to come, and they had been so excited when you said yes. You were coming to see them even though you don't particularly like or frequent parties, and it looked like they really appreciated that. You just hope you didn't pass out in the middle of the hallway while looking for a bathroom or something. Are you coming? Odina's voice snaps you out of your reverie. She tugs on the hem of your shirt, the one she had picked out for you before the two of you had left your apartment. You take in a breath and let it out slowly. Yeah, I'm coming. So, as I found out when I did my stream, if you buy a band t-shirt, then you're wearing the band t-shirt to the house party, as per Odina's suggestion. Odina smiles softly at you. It's reassuring. You love her. Odina lets go of your shirt to wiggle her slender hand into yours and lead you up the pathway and into the open door of the house. The music is loud. You can feel it in the floor. There are people everywhere, standing around, talking, dancing, drinking, dancing. It's not as crowded as you thought it was going to be, but there are still a lot more than you expected. You're not even really sure whose house this is. Artemis didn't say, but it's pretty spacious. You think you still have a while until Artemis' band plays, so maybe you can take a look around and see what's up. Odina hasn't wandered too far up. You can talk to her if you want. You could see if you can try to get a feel for the house. Trying to find the bathroom would also be a good idea as well. You could see if you can find a good snack in the kitchen, or you can just try and find a place to sit for a while. That'll pass the time. What do you want to do? Let's talk to Odina. Odina hasn't gone very far at all. It seems she's trying to stay around you to make sure you don't get yourself lost or something. Have you been here before?
What?
It's loud in here. With the music combined with all the talking and laughter from the people around you, you find that your voice kind of gets drowned out. You beckon Odina closer and she sidles up to you. Oh, can I go back? She leans in you lean in towards her. Okay, good. I can go back to dialogue. that I might have accidentally clicked past. Have you been here before? It feels silly to be shouting right in Odina's ear like this. She stares at you for a moment before registering what you said. She grins and nods her head. Yeah, I have. Twice, actually. It really does feel like Odina is everywhere all the time. You're not sure how she does it, but you're more or less convinced that she personally knows everyone in town and has been to everyone's house and everyone's parties. You suppose being a social butterfly has its perks. Do you know whose house this is? Odina thinks for a second. You can feel the bass of the music in your stomach. Odina purses her lips and shakes her head no. I think it's a friend of Kolia's. I've only ever come here when Kolia invites me. I keep hearing so much about Kolia. I swear she orchestrates everything. Honestly, yeah, she does. I wouldn't be surprised if she was orchestrating this conversation right now. This thought kind of freaks you out. You know it's not possible to do that in any way. But with the amount of things you hear about Kolia, you don't think it's too far off. It looks like Odina can see the conflict working through your expression because she looks at you, leans back, and then laughs. Oh my god, you should see your face. Are you seriously believing it? Stop, it was just a fleeting thought. It was definitely not a fleeting thought. I know a fleeting thought for you when I see one. You change the subject before Odina can tease you anymore. How do you know Kolia anyway? You always talk about her. For some reason, this makes Odina's cheeks flush a little. She scratches her arm and leans it back in toward you. We actually went on a date a long time ago, but it didn't work out. We're just friends now. You what? You had no idea Odina was out in the dating scene. This either happened before you two were friends, or she never told you about it, which feels hard to believe because Odina literally tells you everything that happens to her at any given point. It was a low-key thing. We didn't click like that. It's nice to be your friend, though. Wow, I had no clue. When was this? Like maybe 2 months ago? You guys were definitely friends 2 months ago. That's crazy. Well, I'm glad you two are friends. Maybe it'll work out romantically later on. This makes Odina's face go scarlet. You suspect she's thought about this at length. Maybe, I don't know. I should probably go find her and say hi. And I'm gonna get something to drink. I'll see you in a bit, okay? Okay, be safe. Let's wander around. You do a little bit of wandering around the house, trying to figure out what room leads to where. It gets a little quieter the further away you get from the living room where the music is blasting. It feels like this house is wrapping around like a maze. You're not really sure what's what. All the noise and all the people around definitely does not help. After going in what feels like circles, you end up in one of the quieter hallways. You're about to pull out your phone to see if you can text Odina and figure out where the hell she's at now, when someone drums their fingers on your shoulders. You violently shiver, whipping around to see who touched you. It really could be anyone, since there are so many people here. But why on earth would someone... Tiny! Aw. Oh, it's Artemis.
You came.
The smile on their face is radiant. They're really happy to see you. Honestly, you're happy to see them too. I'm gonna hug him. Of course I came. I wouldn't miss it. Something pleasant flickers onto their face. You open your arms for a hug. Artemis' smile grows, and for a second, they're everywhere. They're bending down a little to meet you. It's a little bit awkward, but you don't think you mind. Artemis is warm. They smell like cinnamon and fresh soil, which should be an odd combination, but it's quite nice. You know you have their wing dust on your hands when they pull away from you, but that's another thing you don't think you mind either. I know you said you didn't like parties. I said I would come though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? How are you liking the party so far? I really only just got here. I was with Odina, but she vanished, Odina, or Dina, I don't know. But she vanished off somewhere. Odina's a friend, Odina's that friend of yours, right? She is indeed. Very close friend of mine at that. Artemis kind of grins when you say that. Seems like she's a very close friend of everyone's. I heard Colia talking about her today. Yeah, oh my gods. She's friends with Colia. She knows everyone. I wasn't expecting it. I was. Colia knows everyone too. It's a perfect match. The both of you share a laugh. I'm excited to see you and the others play tonight. Artemis instantly perks up, their eyes sparkling behind their glasses.
Oh my god.
Yes, I'm so excited too. You're finally going to see us in our natural element. Wait, what do you mean? You know, like we had to tone it down a lot for the coffee shop, since it's a coffee shop. Right. You'll see what I mean. This almost feels ominous. Artemis smiles at you anyway, nudges their knuckles against your shoulder. I should probably get going though. I gotta meet up with Colia and Kuro before we start the show. Oh, I'll see you in a bit then. I'll see you. Snack table. You float around the house until you find the doorway that leads to what you can assume is the kitchen. There are a couple people in here, most notably a cluster of people talking by the stove. They don't pay you any mind as you peek around the room. The kitchen island is stocked with snacks of many kinds. There are vegetable platters, charcuterie boards, and a bunch of bowls filled with chips and crackers. It looks like people have gotten to the food before you did, which makes sense, but there's still a lot of food left. You didn't eat anything before coming, since Odina was rushing you out the house. So you shuffle over to the island and begin picking out what you want to eat. There aren't any plates, probably to discourage people from let me read that again. There aren't any plates, probably to discourage people from taking food out of the kitchen, so you just start snacking. You feel silly, especially knowing the group by the stove can see you acting like a grazing farm animal, but the snacks are definitely tasty, and they're starting to fill you up a little. After a while, you're beginning to get embarrassed by the way you can feel the group of people behind you staring at your back as you munch. You decide to grab one more grape, then slink out of the kitchen as slyly as you can. Bathroom. After a bit, you decide you want to find the bathroom. You don't particularly need to use it right now, but you have a feeling you have something stuck in your teeth. You're probably just being paranoid, but it doesn't hurt to take a look to be safe. You have no clue where the bathroom is. This is your first dilemma. Your second dilemma is you don't have a clue where anything is in this house. Your best bet is to just amble around aimlessly until you figure out where you're going. Past the main hallway is what appears to be the sitting room. It's spacious and seems to be where the band is going to be playing for the night if the instruments and huge speakers are any indication. To your left is a staircase that leads to the second floor. It doesn't look like anyone is going upstairs though, considering that the steps are filled with people sitting, standing, and talking. You're about to turn around and go back to where you came when you spot not one, but two people that look familiar, sitting at the bottom of the stairs. You've only seen them once before, but the writhing snakes for hair and the huge red horns aren't something you'd forget. You worm your way through the people around you to get to the foot of the stairs. Leah and Kuro are leaned towards each other, talking, and you feel a little awkward for interrupting. Hey guys. Kuro is the first one to look up at you. Then Kolea follows, the heads of several snakes staring you straight in the eyes before she even lifts her face. Your stomach kind of squirms. There's a silence. Kuro squints his eyes at you, several different expressions cycling on his face. Kolea is unreadable.
Who are you?
Uh-oh. Okay, this is embarrassing. The back of your neck grows warm.
I think this is Artemis's friend.
Kolea is mostly talking to Koru when she says this, but she's looking right at you. They both stare for another moment. Then Kolea addresses you, speaking a little louder. Are you Artemis's friend? Yeah, I'm Artemis's friend. I'm friends with Odina too. Kolea looks at you really hard then. It feels like her snakes are doing the same. Is it true that Gorgons could turn people to stone? You think you're going to be sick either way. There's another long moment. Then the agonizing look on Kolea's face disappears. It's instead replaced with recognition. Oh, you're tiny, aren't you? You flush at the sound of your name coming from Kolea's mouth. Yeah, I'm tiny. Kolea turns back to Koru, who is looking at you thoughtfully. It feels like the two of them are scrutinizing you. You're not sure if you like it. You're the one Artemis is always talking about, huh? They talk about me? There's another silence. Kolea sort of nudges Kuro with her shoulder, something sharp in her expression. You don't think you want to dive any deeper in this conversation. I was just wondering if you guys knew where the bathroom was. Oh? What is that supposed to mean? It's obvious Kolea and Kuro are on a completely different mental wavelength than anyone else in this party. It's past the stairs and to the right. Thanks. You nod your head once at the two of them and promptly make your exit. Maybe the next time you encounter them, it'll be less awkward. But then again, maybe not. Ooh, that was super uncomfortable. Let me take a drink real quick. I know the first time I played that scene on stream, I was super nervous because I'm like, uh-oh, what is this? This place is making you remember exactly why you don't like coming to parties. You feel instantly out of your element, and that isn't really a nice feeling. Odina's vanished off to God knows where, which is normal. But now you're alone in the middle of this huge party. You're not sure when Artemis is going to start playing with the band. You think maybe your best bet is going to find somewhere to sit down until Odina finds you, or until you can definitely tell that Point Pleasant has started performing. Right now, it's just all loud dance music and thumping bass. It's a bit disorienting. You weave through the house, ultimately arriving at the back door. It leads out onto the back patio, and it looks like there are several people out here. Not many, since the evening has gotten that autumn chill, but you decide to exit the house and step outside. The night is crisp and clear. It's a lot quieter out here. There's a couple sharing a cigarette against the patio rail, and two small groups of people sitting on the grass in the backyard, but otherwise it's just you out here. There are several unoccupied patio chairs. You take a seat in one and take a deep breath of the night air. You can feel yourself relaxing already. You're sitting out on the back patio for a while. You've been scrolling on your phone and waiting for the time to pass, but you're not exactly sure how long it's been. The smoking couple have gone back inside. The group's sitting on the grass haven't, and you would be lying if you said you weren't eavesdropping on their conversation a little bit. You're going through your flash pic feed when you hear, "Tiny, I've been looking for you everywhere." You turn towards the patio door. Odina is leaning out of it, music loud at her back. Why are you out here? You set your phone down in your lap as Odina comes out onto the patio. She's holding a can of what looks like hard lemonade. "I just needed some fresh air is all." "Oh, okay. Party too much for you?" You chew on your lip. Odina settles herself down on the armrest of your chair. The whole thing tilts some. "No." Odina peers at you. "Yeah, a little." Odina sighs affectionately, tapping her can of lemonade against your forehead. It leaves cold droplets on your skin when she pulls it away.
My bad. I shouldn't have left you alone.
"It's not your fault." Odina looks down at you, conflicted. Her brow is drawn tight over her eyes. "No, I always end up leaving you alone at places like this. I shouldn't do that."
I'm sorry.
This takes you by surprise. You have to admit, though, Odina does tend to leave you alone in most social situations. It makes you feel like a fish out of water, but you've never really said anything, because that's just Odina. You've gotten used to it over time, but maybe that's not a good thing. "Thanks for apologizing. I forgive you." The way Odina smiles then makes your stomach melt. You're pretty sure you could have forgiven her under any circumstance. There's a content silence. Then Odina speaks again. "Do you want anything to drink? I can go and get you something if you want." I'm gonna have whatever she's having." "What are you drinking?" "It's just hard lemonade." "I'll have one of those too, please." "Okay, give me a sec. I'll be right back." She gets up from the armrest and disappears through the back door. For a bit, you're left alone again. A couple minutes later, Odina comes back onto the patio, holding a can that looks just like the one she's holding in her other hand. She settles back down onto the armrest, handing you the sweating can. It's like she just pulled it out of the cooler. "Thanks, Dina."
No prob.
You and Odina spend some more time on the patio together, talking and taking in the fresh air, when you hear a voice boom over the speakers in the living room. It echoes out of all the open windows, and you can hear it perfectly from outside. Odina immediately seems to forget what she's saying. The both of you look over your shoulder to stare at the back door. "How's everyone doing tonight?" You can hear the cheers from where you're sitting. "Oh, it's Artemis. We should probably go in now." "Yeah, probably." You're a little reluctant to leave your peak spot on the patio, but you did come here to see Artemis and their band after all. What's the point of coming to a party if you didn't dance? Odina leads the way back into the house. It's extremely loud and insanely packed in the living room now that Artemis, Kuro, and Kolia are all set up at their instruments. There are people in the hallways, people standing on the stairs, people crammed into every nook and cranny to see the band at the back of the room. Kolia is playing a sickening bass line as Artemis addresses the crowd. Kuro is flipping his drumsticks into the air repeatedly, catching them with practice ease.
Are you guys ready to go crazy?
The crowd cheers again. Holy you weren't expecting the energy to be like this. The coffee shop show was so much different. Is this what Artemis meant when they said they had to tone it down for webs? How much did they exactly tone it down? Because this is leagues above what they performed at the coffee shop. Artemis strums a chord on their guitar that seems to shake the room. This first song is called Harbinger. Ro counts down the song, and then the song starts. All gritty guitar chords and fast drums, and Artemis' gravelly singing voice. It's then you realize that Point Pleasant isn't alt pop. They're in punk rock. The performance is insane. It's aggressive and it's loud. It's every noise at once turned into a single harmony. Artemis sings like their life depends on it. Kalia is ethereal in the background. Perot is tearing up those damn drums. Everyone is dancing. You think someone spilled something on the tops of your shoes, but there's too much going on for you to pay attention to it. After 3 upbeat electric songs, the band plays a slower one you remember hearing from the coffee shop. You remember the melody and none of the words, but the way Kalia leads into Artemis's chorus has you hooked. The show lasts so long, but simultaneously ends so quickly. It's a blur of music and bodies and dancing. So much, but not enough at the same time. Odina's been right next to you the whole time. You didn't even realize she was there until everything begins to die down. When the band finally shouts thank yous to the crowd, and the punk music is replaced with a bumping dance playlist, it's like your ears are stuffed with cotton. Someone grabs your arm. It's Odina.
I spilled my lemonade!
Oh, poor thing. That's a party foul. You look at her, taking a moment too long to process what she's saying. After a second of staring, it hits you. Your lemonade? She gestures to the wet tops of your shoes. Ah. I'm sorry. Wait, no, it's okay. Let's just go get you another one. But your shoes! You're not sure how many of these hard lemonades Odina's had. But you know she's a lightweight, and you can tell she's just a little bit more than tipsy by that swimming look in her eyes. You grab her by the hand that's not holding the remains of her drink. Don't dry, come on. The two of you weave through the crowd and squeeze through the hallway that goes from the living room to the kitchen. Odina seems to know her way around the kitchen, so once the both of you arrive there, she sets to digging around in the fridge across the room. It's quieter in here. Not a lot of people in here either. Just 2 or 3 other groups lingering by the island that's somehow still stocked with food this late into the night. You stand there waiting for Odina to get done rummaging through the fridge. Tiny! The sound of someone calling your name has you looking over your shoulder, eyes wide. There's a beat, then Artemis bounds up to you after worming through the people standing outside the kitchen doorway. You feel yourself perk up. Artemis! That show was incredible! Artemis looks breathless, their hair a mess around their face. Their cheeks are red, with a healthy flush. You saw? Their voice is husky, deeper and rougher than it usually is, probably due to all that singing. It's nice, you think, albeit a bit shyly. Yeah, of course I saw. I was there the whole time. You're fucking electric. The smile that breaks her face is blinding. I'm so happy you saw it. Gods, this was just... There's no more lemonade. You and Artemis turn to look at Odina, who's bent over in the fridge. She straightens, and you see her nearly hit her head on the handle of the freezer door. I'm going to give her my lemonade. Here, you can have mine. Wait, seriously? Yeah, I can just get something else later. Odina looks like she's about to start crying, which makes you smile a little against your will. You hand her the lemonade. She takes it from you like it's made of gold.
Thanks.
After Odina's drink situation is sorted out, you're about to turn back to Artemis to finish the conversation when someone else walks into the kitchen.
Artemis.
There you are.
Hey.
Huh? Oh.
Odina.
Hi.
Kalia turns to Artemis, but her snakes are still peering at you and Odina. Freaky. We're gonna have to pack up the instruments soon. People are gonna start with them the longer they're out. Okay, do you want to do that in the next 30? Next 30 sounds good.
I can help. I'm not doing anything.
Kalia smiles fondly at Odina. Odina beams back at her. Sure, that would be great. Do you want to help Kuro and I pack up some things right now? It's not going to be too much work. Odina goes to nod, but then side-eyes you as if asking for your permission. Right. He had just been apologizing for leaving you alone at parties. You'll appreciate her hesitance this time around, but this time you're with Artemis, so you think you'll be okay. You can go ahead. I'm going to be with Artemis. Odina gives you an enthusiastic thumbs up. Okay, I'll text you in a bit. You got it. She falls into step next to Kalia, and the both of them leave the kitchen, leaving you and Artemis behind. What do you want to do with Artemis? Let's go and dance. The music is still loud in the other room. You can feel it through the walls. It's good music, and you don't think you've had enough dancing for the night. You think there's a little more fun to be had in that area. You nudge your knuckles against the skin of Artemis's forearm. They look down at you, expression open. You want to go dance? Are you kidding? Of course I want to. Okay, let's go then. You lead the way back into the packed hallway. You feel Artemis hold on to the back of your shirt so the two of you don't get separated. You go back out into the living room. There's still a decent amount of people here, all of them dancing to the music. On the other side of the room, you can see Kalia and Odina starting to pack the band's things up. The crowd seems to mold around the two of you as you begin to dance. The music thrums through your body. Let's get a little closer. Why not? Artemis is several steps away, but you beckon them over with a wave of your hand. Come closer. You have to shout over the music. They don't seem to understand what you said with all the noise, and move closer to you to hear you better. You can't help but smile to yourself. What? Nothing. You already did it. They look at you amused. They had been kind of stepping from one side to another. But when you don't say anything else, they start to dance. It's not anything special, really, but the way they close their eyes and lift their arms up above their head is so... You don't really know how to describe it, but you watch them move with a fond feeling in your chest. The two of you are close enough to almost step on each other's toes, but somehow Artemis manages to expertly go around your feet with every move they make. Yes, I'm being bold in this playthrough, leave me alone. You carefully reach your hand out to brush your fingers against Artemis's waist. They open their eyes to look down at you, and you meet their gaze. Everyone is dancing, bodies molding around the both of you as the music thumps through the room. Under the lights, you can see their cheeks grow red, but they don't say anything. You can feel their warmth through their shirt. Your hand slides to the small of their back, and you feel the fuzziness of their wings against your knuckles. You look at them. Their glasses have slipped down their nose. The two of you are still dancing, only closer now. You make an intentional shuffle forward. You're so close that you can see the steady rise and fall of their chest. How much more can I do with the... Okay. Oh, let me take a drink. Holy God. How much more can this go? Your fingers trace the base of Artemis's spine. They shiver against you. You move towards them again, the closest you can get. Your chest brushing. Artemis blushes even harder. Okay? You say it quietly, and your words are nearly drowned out by the music around you. But you're close enough to each other that you know they heard you. Their hands are sort of hovering next to your waist. There's a pause. Then Artemis nods firmly, dipping their head a little. You can touch me if you want. Artemis swallows. Something flicks across her face, but you can't read it before their expression changes. They evade your eyes, instead looking down at their hands. What? Oh, come on. Alright. Their hands come over to awkwardly rest just above your hips, but not quite your waist. It's something, though. The shy pink tint in their cheeks is quite rewarding. You think you might be able to feel the drumming of their heartbeat through your shirt if you concentrate on it enough. The two of you dance against each other for the length of 2 more songs. It's almost 10 minutes. Artemis moves a bit stiffly the whole time, obviously riddled with nerves, but it's nice. They're warm, and they smell good, like pine and cherries and spiked punch. You pull back after letting your touch linger for the briefest second. Artemis looks down at you, something unreadable crossing their face. You've noticed you haven't been able to read their facial expressions for the past 15 minutes. This room is starting to feel really stuffy. Maybe it would be better if you moved somewhere with less people. Can we go outside? You have to say it loudly in order for Artemis to hear. There's a beat. But then Artemis runs her hand through their hair and nods. You nod back at them, turning on your heel and trusting they'll follow. It's so much quieter once you get outside. Just like before, you can still hear the faint music through the walls of the house, but it's fainter. The groups of people that were seen in the grass before aren't out here anymore. But there's a new group playing a small game of beer pong. Someone must have dragged a table out onto the lawn, close enough to the patio that the porch lights illuminated the game. You settle down in the patio chair you have been sitting in about an hour ago. Artemis drags another chair from the other side of the patio over to you, then plops down in it. The two of you sit in silence for a while. The autumn air is cool. The night sky is clear. It's so much less stimulating than the entire party, and you appreciate it. It was a good idea to take a step back out here. Suddenly, Artemis speaks. Hey, thanks for coming tonight. You look over at them. The warm patio lights cast shadows across their face. Of course, I had a lot of fun. Artemis goes quiet for another moment, tracing some random shape on their thigh. I just appreciate it. Not many people like to come to these shows and stuff. My ex didn't even like coming to them, and I don't know. It's just nice that you're here. Oh, well, I'll come to all your shows as long as you want me to. Artemis looks at you then. Their brow is drawn tight over their eyes. They're biting their lip. I would like that. Okay, I promise. You stick out your pinky. They stare at it. After a beat, they crack a smile, exhaling a breath and shaking their head as if they're trying to clear their minds. They lift their head, stick out their own pinky to hook around yours. You squeeze their pinky firmly before letting go. It would be nice if there was like a little, like you could scroll down a little so these words aren't obscured by this text. But it's still readable. Pinky promise? After a busy work week, you have $7 to add to your spending fund. You now have $39. Okay. Let us save after all that. Yes. Okay. What is the time? Oh, okay, not bad. Okay. So that was cute. Oh my god. As you can see, I kind of picked some, if you watch the stream, I did pick some different options, like the hard lemonade. I gave Odina my drink. In the stream, I picked water, and I suggested she get a water. She gets something else. And then, instead of dancing with Artemis, I opted, let's just go inside. So it kind of cut that scene down quite a bit. But I don't know, I just... In all honesty, I'll be perfectly honest. The whole scene with them dancing had in my mind me thinking of the scene in Arcane with Jinx and Echo when he did the alternate universe and him and Jinx were dancing together, or back then it wasn't Jinx, it was Powder. And I had that the whole time I was doing the dance scene with the main character and Artemis. That's what I was thinking of. And I love Time Bomb. I'm just flat out love Time Bomb. And I'm glad that we're getting more scenes with the two of them together. Like, we got the first Time Bomb music video, and then a second one, which was kind of like a addition, like an additional scene with them, just came out today, and it's called, let me Okay, so I guess it is. It's Ma Melior Enemy is the first time bomb that we get. And then the second one is called Worlds Collide. And it's considered the official animated music video. And oh my god. Super, super cute. I don't want to spoil it if for those who haven't seen season 2. But both of the songs are about Time Bomb, and they contain spoilers, especially Worlds Collide. Worlds Collide, ugh, that hurts. Especially knowing what we know about Echo. It's still a really good song and a really good music video. So if you've seen season 2 of Arcane, go ahead and check that out. This is just my own personal little, hey, look at this, I'm not paid for it or anything like that. Alright, that's enough yapping for me. I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Okay. Are you loving this game? I am. Again, super, super cute. And I'm glad that I started playing this. So that's going to be all for now. Thank you so, so much for watching. Please stay safe, stay happy. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.